When relocating to a new city, sometimes the excitement and the anticipation can really overshadow some very important aspects that you need to consider before buying that new home. And unfortunately, this a lot of times will lead to some real buyer's remorse down the line. So in today's video, I'm going to cover the 5 most common mistakes that lead to buyer regrets that I see buyers making in today's market. My name is Todd Jewell. I've been a real estate agent for 15 years, and I consider myself to be a true relocation expert for those people who are looking to move from out of state into the Knoxville, Tennessee area. And me and my team are receiving calls and emails every day from people just like you who are looking to make that move to Knoxville. Hey, we love to hear from you. We don't care if you're going to be moving tomorrow or if you're not going to be moving for 12 months. It's never too early. Go ahead and give us an email, a text, a Zoom call. All my contact information is below. Okay, let's get to it. So first up on our list is I see a lot of people underestimating the commuting and transportation requirements that they require on a weekly basis. So when someone is in the area, and I have this happen weekly, everybody gets so fixated on a home. What the view's out the back, how big the yard is, all the particulars about what I call the bricks and sticks, a home. But it's very, very important that you consider your daily commute. I mean, do you have kids in school? If you do, where is the school? And what kind of commute are they going to have? Maybe they're not driving today. But if you intend to live in this area for a while and they start driving when they turn 16, what kind of drive are they going to have? If you work in the downtown area, if you're going to be working for one of the local hospitals, any of those types of things, you must consider your daily commute. It is a huge part of your future happiness in any home. I tell people this a lot, and I find it to be very, very true. You can add on to a house, you can remodel a house, you can do lots of things to a home to make it your own. But what you can't do is pick that home up and move it. So if you find a home that you just love, but it's an area of town that makes your daily commute a nightmare, then over time, you're going to really probably have some buyer's remorse about that home. Number 2 on our list is that the buyer fails to do the appropriate amount of research on the neighborhood that they choose to live in. So whether you want to live here in Farragut, whether you choose to live over in Corns, up in Hall's Crossroads, maybe in the downtown area or out in South Knox, any of those areas, all of them have their own set of amenities and the things in those neighborhoods that are important to different people. So it's very, very important that we not only consider the commute, but that we also consider what amenities are in the area. You know, if you love to go out and eat, but you relocate in an area where the houses are a little more affordable and you fell in love with this home, but it's a 30 to 40 minute drive to any of the restaurants you enjoy eating at, then that's probably not a smart purchase. And in one day, you're going to probably have some buyer's remorse about buying that home in that area. So it's really important that we do research into the neighborhood. And here's how that works. In order for someone like me who works with people who are out of state, it's very, very important that person get to know you. They get to know what your needs are, what you enjoy. Are there medical issues? Do you need to be close to medical facilities? You know, all of those kind of things are really important. I don't ever want someone to relocate into a neighborhood simply because they fell in love with a home. Just like in number 1, the home is important. We'll find the right home. But what is more important is how do you live in that home and outside of that home? What's around you? So number 2 on our list was the buyer is not properly doing the research and understanding the neighborhood that they're relocating into. So number 3 is that the buyer doesn't seriously consider the future resale value of the home. Number 1, number 2, number 3 all go along the same lines of someone falling in love with a particular home, and because they love that home or they think they love that home so much, they basically overlook the other things or downplay those. Future resale value is always important. Does it need to be number 1 on the list when you're looking for a place to live? Maybe, maybe not. But the reality of that is if you are buying a home and it's a substantial purchase, we all have our futures planned out. We all think that we know what those are going to be, but we also all know that life happens, things change. So the future resale value of the home can be and should be seriously considered. I would hope that someone wouldn't be showing you homes without telling you that you'd be buying in an area that's on a downturn, that maybe prices are dropping in that area, but not just because someone says it's up and coming. There needs to be data behind that. Why is the area up and coming? So do some research into that. Make sure your real estate professional is helping you with that research. And if you're working with me, I'm going to make sure that you know the areas you're buying in and whether I feel like they are good for future resale. So number 4 on our list is when a buyer takes the consideration of future resale value too far and they focus on it too much. I have worked with so many people who are almost paralyzed because of all the stuff they see on TV that's going on right now, all the gloom and doom about the real estate market and the economy and the world. And the reality of it is we all have to have somewhere to live. And our market here in Knoxville, Tennessee is solid and good and has been for a long time, and I expect to be for a long time. But you do need to consider the resale, but you don't need to let it paralyze you. You don't need to let it make you make a decision because, as I talk when I'm counseling my clients and I'm working with, I tell them this, we're not buying stock. This isn't your 401k. Yes, it's a huge piece probably of your overall net worth, but the reality of it is a home is the most unique asset you own. It's somewhere that you make memories. It's somewhere that has an emotional attachment. It's somewhere you live and you enjoy. So you can't put a dollar sign on that many, many times. There's never been a time in a 10-year period in the United States where real estate values have gone down. What does that say? It says that you probably shouldn't overdo worrying about the future resale value of the home. Number 5 on our list is ignoring budget constraints. I see this happen a lot, and it makes the entire process very, very stressful. Real estate here in Knoxville, we just did a video on that, is not inexpensive. To own the real estate's less expensive, but to buy can still be expensive. If you're not paying cash for this home and you talk to a lender, and if you haven't talked to a lender, we will put you with a lender to talk to, but you need to find out exactly what your payments are going to be. You need to make sure that you're comfortable with that. And you need to create a range, a realistic range, but a range that you're going to be comfortable in. And then you need to stick to that budget. I have a lot of folks who start out with one budget because that's what they want, but it's not really where they'd also be comfortable. They can move that up. Just be honest with yourself and with your agent, with your relocation expert on the front end. Let them know I could do 6 comfortably, but I would love to stay at 5. And that way that we can focus on 5. But if we see that's just not possible in the area, in the neighborhood that you're wanting to be in, then we can move that number up to 550 or 6 and get you what you're looking for. But here's the mistake that I do see people still make. And most people think of new home buyers as the people who are stretching their budget. Well, I'm here to tell you I work with a lot of folks, and most of my folks, probably 2/3 of my folks are at retirement or pre-retirement age. But I see a lot of those folks as well stretching their budget to the limit. That's just not a good spot to be in. And a lot of times it will lead to resales down the road. Unexpected bills crop up, whether they be healthcare issues or whatever. And so I always tell people, make sure and stay within your budget. Consider that budget. Do research into that budget. Reach out to me. I can send you that lender's contact information. And get you in touch with them so they can help you with establishing that budget of where you're going to be. So when it comes time to come to Knoxville, look at homes, look at neighborhoods, we can do that and you can be comfortable and enjoy the process without having to stress about stretching your budget too far and putting you into a position that you're not comfortable with. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, guys, can't wait to see you around Knoxville soon.